And got
Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated boxing icon, has reunited with his former protege Gervonta Tank Davis ahead of Tank's highly anticipated showdown with Jake Paul. The same pair who once claimed they'd never work together again are now back in the gym, training side by side just like old times. But behind the scenes, this reunion runs deeper than just preparation. It's about pride, redemption, and maybe even survival. What Floyd said after that first training session changed everything. You see, Mayweather and Davis were never just fighter and promoter. They were more like mentor and student. Floyd discovered Tank, shaped his style, turned him into a knockout sensation, and positioned him to carry boxing's torch after his own retirement.
Best acting and fighting in boxing right now is Gervonta Tank Davis. When Gervonta Tank Davis go out there and fight, he reminds me of Pretty Boy Floyd. Because Pretty Boy Floyd, you couldn't go get no popcorn. You couldn't go get no soda. You couldn't go get no candy. You don't want to miss nothing.
But with fame came conflict. Gervonta accused Floyd of exploiting him for profit and keeping him from the biggest fights of his career. In response, Floyd fired back, calling Tank ungrateful and not yet ready to handle the responsibilities that come with success.
He the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. You know? I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
For years, the tension played out publicly, with both men taking digs at each other through interviews and posts on social media.
When I say certain things, they say, oh, he's hating. There's no different from when I talked about the thing with Gervonta, for instance. When I said that I need all fighters. I said I need all the young fighters that's making money in the sport of boxing. What I need you guys to do is do this. Whether it's Chrome Heart, Gucci, Louis, Mercedes, we need to take our money and invest in real estate so that we can live that same great life when our careers are over. So I guess that he took it as, I guess he's the only one that wears Chrome Heart. He's the only one that wears Gucci. He's the only one that wears Louis Vuitton. He's the only one that drives a Mercedes. And last time I checked, we got fighters all around the world that wear top flight clothes that make good.
Tank eventually walked away, insisting he didn't need Floyd anymore. And when Mayweather watched from afar as Gervonta's draw with Lamont Roach hurt his momentum and reputation, most people assumed that was the end of their story.
Like, I gotta do that. A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I wouldn't say love and hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of
it. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see.
That all changed this week when the world saw Floyd Mayweather back in Gervonta Davis's corner. Footage surfaced of the two training together in Las Vegas, and the boxing world went wild. Was it real? Was it just for publicity? Turns out, it was real. After the session, Floyd finally spoke out, telling reporters, at the end of the day, Tank's still family. Sometimes family fights. Sometimes we grow apart. But real recognize real. That single line blew up online. Because if Floyd is back training Tank, it means only one thing: the Jake Paul fight just got very real.
He came to the gym, and it was the day before Adrian Broner was fighting Sean Porter. right after the weigh-in, we went over to the gym because he wanted to see Tank box Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney was in good shape. Tank wasn't in good shape, but they worked. And it was some crazy work. And just with him and Devin working, it was crazy, entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what?
Let's be real. The boxing world is completely split over Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. Fans are calling it a joke, promoters are calling it a money grab, and the old school fighters? They're furious. Because Gervonta Davis isn't just another boxer. He was once seen as the face of the sport's next generation. A knockout artist who turned every fight into a pay-per-view spectacle. And now, he's stepping into the ring with a YouTuber. Jake Paul, the 6 feet 1 inch internet star turned 200-pound cruiserweight, will take on Gervonta Davis, 5 feet 5 inches, who's moving all the way up from lightweight for a special exhibition on Netflix this November.
Kind of weird, because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. And I mean, but with it being a exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's gonna be fighting. But I mean, it really makes no sense because he's gonna be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's gonna probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand.
On paper, it sounds unbelievable. Jake Paul outweighs Gervonta Davis by more than 70 pounds, and the Boxing Commission has already refused to sanction it as an official fight. But that hasn't stopped Netflix from transforming it into a worldwide event. In fact, the more fans call it a circus, the faster the tickets are selling.
Show fight, and you know, he said he was gonna retire. I believe him.
Why do you say he's a circus show fight?
It's just for and giggles. Jake Paul's 200 pounds, and he's whatever he is. So
I spoke to Roberto Diaz over in Florida, and I know he's part of your team. He was a little bit upset when all that news came out. He called it a duck. Would you call it a duck?
For sure, you can call a spade, for sure. You know, if we're contracted to fight, and you go and take another fight, you breach that contract. You go take another fight. That's a clear duck. I mean, obviously. So.
Even Floyd admitted it. He said, "People called my fight with Conor a circus, then it made $1 billion. Boxing is entertainment, don't forget that." But deep down, everyone knows this fight is different. Gervonta isn't stepping in the ring with Jake Paul just to put on a show, he's doing it to prove he still matters.
Davis going to go somewhere in the pound for pound. Anui deserved to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? I mean, he deserved to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
So why did Floyd return now? According to insiders, it's because Gervonta's camp was starting to fall apart. After his draw with Lamont Roach, the first mark on his once perfect record, Gervonta began to spiral. Fans turned on him, and sponsors started pulling back.
Match with Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What's your thoughts on that? Just overall, do you feel like Gervonta Davis is more checked out than being checked in boxing right now?
Sentí que Gervonta Davis está más desenganchado del boxeo que enganchado con el boxeo, considerando lo que aceptó con Jake Paul.
Sí, totalmente.
And when Jake Paul began taunting him, calling him mini tank, TikTok tough guy, and joking that he'd need a stool just to reach his chin, Gervonta lost his patience. Before his team could even react, he snapped and accepted the fight on the spot.
I don't think Tank cares about what it does for the sport. I think, and I get it, like I was very open and honest with my last fight and the things around it. Tried not to be before because I didn't want anyone to, you know, not be excited for what was a good fight on paper, definitely. But when you kind of lose that love for the craft and the discipline, and getting in the ring don't mean as much as it did when you was growing up and on the way up. I've kind of seen that in Tank. Now, he had a hard fight against Lamont Roach Jr. and that might have been a part of it. Like, wow, man, this is getting hard against fighters that I think I'm levels above, and turned out on the night that I wasn't. And not only that, we're prize fighters. I hope, for the little people of the world, I hope Jake Paul gets absolutely starched by someone nearly.
But with all the backlash surrounding him, Gervonta needed someone who could bring order to the chaos, someone who's been through it all. That's where Floyd Mayweather comes in. Love him or hate him, Floyd has faced every kind of spotlight, massive fights, massive paydays, and even bigger pressure. He knows exactly what it feels like to step into the ring when the whole world is waiting for you to fall.
Why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions?
In the first clip from their new training footage, Floyd can be heard telling Tank, "Don't fight mad, fight smart. Make him play your game." That's vintage Floyd, calm, calculated, and confident. He's not teaching Gervonta to brawl. He's teaching him to outthink Jake Paul, to embarrass him, and maybe even redeem both their names in one night. After that session, Floyd gave his first full statement, and it wasn't the usual talk about money. For the first time in years, he sounded like a mentor again, not a promoter. Fans were divided. Some think Floyd's just protecting another payday, while others believe he's genuinely trying to guide Tank back to greatness. But here's the twist. While Floyd is helping Gervonta get ready for Jake Paul, he's also training for his own comeback, Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. It sounds like an April Fool's joke, but it's real. Two legends, both past their primes, are set to face off in an exhibition next year.
Exhibitions.
Yeah, I know. He's
That's an
fighting
option.
Tyson.
Yeah. What do you think of that one?
Man, listen, Tyson was a great fighter, man. I understand that. Tyson's 60, bro.
Yeah.
Floyd, what, 40, 46?
Right.
45? Tells you everything right there.
Hey,
I'm not saying that you old, but I'm saying it's the time for this. How about somebody dies in the ring? You think Floyd really gonna hit Tyson?
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know,
Oh, you think
you
he really
look at Jake versus Mike.
What he did? What he did?
And,
What Jake did?
Jake has
He was scared to hit
admitted.
him.
Jake has admitted that
Yeah,
he
he's
took it
scared to
easy.
hit him because he didn't want to hurt him. He would have been the most hated guy in the world.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Then he white too? He made it say that he's racist.
But it seems like
And that's exactly why the internet is roasting them both. People are saying boxing is dead, that the sport has turned into a meme. But the truth is, Floyd knows exactly what he's doing. He's not chasing titles anymore, he's chasing control.
Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson in an exhibition bout in 2026.
I don't know what to say anymore. This whole thing is a big sell, and it's an exhibition, and you're gonna get hoodwinked again, and they're gonna move around, and nobody's gonna get hurt, and that's the state of boxing right now. Now you can reference, well, they've had bad blood in the past. Cool. One of them is 50 years old. He's 48, but we'll just say 50. Floyd is 50 years old. Mike Tyson is 60 years old. This isn't your normal 50 and 60-year-old. This is a very weathered, hard miles, 50 and 60-year-old fighting for your entertainment. I have no desire to watch this.
By helping Gervonta beat Jake Paul, Floyd wins in two ways. He gets to humble Jake, who's been using his name for clout for years, and he reminds everyone that he still runs the show. But there's one key difference between Floyd and fighters like Terence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez. Those guys fight for legacy. Floyd fights for the spotlight.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation, they get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on.
And that's what's splitting the boxing world right down the middle. Real champions like Terence Crawford are dominating divisions, earning respect the hard way. Meanwhile, names like Jake Paul are grabbing all the headlines. So when fans see Gervonta Davis, once viewed as Floyd's successor, stepping into what many call a circus fight, they can't help but wonder, what happened? There was a time when Gervonta Davis was the future of boxing, a knockout artist who made audiences hold their breath every time he unleashed that left hand. He had it all: power, personality, and the Mayweather blueprint for greatness.
Fight card.
Dream fight card?
Mm-hmm. Anybody.
So there's a couple fights on there. Me versus Floyd.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that.
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future, though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Cause y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. That's what happened with Floyd. Y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much, y'all start hating on it. Like,
Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not gonna complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money. But
I could beat Tank. He's just setting up his boy. I think Tank was happy you think Floyd was happy that Tank left?
Can that fight happen for the right now?
That Floyd was there at Ryan Garcia and Tank fight for Tank? Floyd loves him. Floyd is gonna promote himself. That's why Floyd came out with them damn chains and his $20 million watch. Yeah, y'all gotta really think about what.
But somewhere along the way, the fame started to drown out the fight game. Legal troubles, street drama, missed weight cuts, and that draw against Lamont Roach was the breaking point. Instead of chasing rematches or legacy fights, Tank seems to be chasing views. And the sad part is, that's exactly what Floyd once warned him about. In an old interview, Floyd said, "Once you start fighting for attention instead of achievement, it's over." Now, Floyd's the one doing exhibitions, and Tank's following the same path. But maybe this fight is the reality check he needs. Maybe Floyd stepping back in to keep his student from throwing away everything he built. Because like him or not, Floyd isn't naive. He knows the world will mock this fight, but he also knows that if Tank knocks Jake Paul out cold, that moment will be remembered forever.